I am the hope for the future. I am what this country has to count on. My power is maximum. We are going to go out and get food, and we are doing so with confidence. I miss cooking already. I'm already regretting going through the drive-thru because it's taking way longer than if I would have walked inside. But I just did not feel like rolling on my feet. But anyways, you guys are going to see I'm getting ready to do something weird. So someone virtually sent me the energy that I needed to get up and feed myself because my breakfast really wasn't that powerful. I mean, it was decent, but it wasn't that powerful. So I have gone to Chick-fil-A and gotten me the Chick-fil-A sandwich. But what comes after this is what I'm excited to show you guys. It's gonna be something new. As of this morning, my taste perception was pretty much normal. Awkward. As I eat this, I realized that it's mostly gone. And what I was going to do after this involved me going somewhere else to try something for the first time. But I'm considering canceling it now. I don't think I will. Okay, so in conclusion, I am canceling that product that I was gonna try because I officially cannot taste anything. So now I think I'm just going to chill and talk with you guys about something new. Do you guys ever go through that? First of all, when you're healthy, you take your health for granted and you're not thinking about how being healthy affects you until you lose it, like your taste perception, then you start missing the flavor of food. Isn't it tragic how sometimes illness can help you either have too much of an appetite or get rid of your appetite? But when you have too much of an appetite, which is my case right now, since you can't taste anything, you're bummed out because of course you want to go for everything that's delicious, but you just can't. So right now I could really go for like ice cream, but I'm not going to because, you know, dairy stuff is really not the thing you want to have when you're combating congestion. But dang, I wonder if that's something subconscious or something deliberate or just what causes that. Ugh. So what I have decided to do has been to stop at Barnes and Nobler to keep reading this one book that I cannot find access to online. I have like 200 more pages to go. So I'll spend about an hour and a half and see how far I can get. It's not really a book that I think really benefits anybody like that. It's about this girl and her like life building up, her career and whatnot. I like to read it so far because it's someone who I followed for a long time. I've had 2 sit-downs with her book, reading it of course, and it helps me have new perspective on some things or give me ideas on things to talk about. I mean, not that I don't have a clipboard with 145-ish video ideas or anything, but I feel like I need this to get my brain started. So maybe I'll tell you guys which book it is, but for right now I don't think it's important. So I'll be back. Alright, I'm done. And yeah, reading definitely opened up my mind in the way that I was anticipating. But in addition, I feel like at any time my health is going to really take a turn for the worst because it was so cold in there. And actually outside, the temperature feels like if you are hanging out outside for a long period of time, you will feel uncomfortably cold. And I mean, the sad part about it is I had a jacket there the whole time, but I was like, I'm already sitting down in here. So I spent about an hour and a half in there. But anyways, and quick random thought, where you might see me, some of you guys have told me that I am immensely intelligent, which I acknowledge, but I like to be modest about it because I feel like I could be better. And I also tend to get in my own way of my creativity and abilities and mental capacity, you name it. But how am I a smart person if I have never ever been a reader? But I am a good listener and my retention is great. Like, once I read something, I never forget it. Once I hear something, I never forget it. So maybe I'm just this massive sponge that doesn't need to really do a lot of reading. But it's just weird because I wonder, what would my capacity be if I read regularly? Like, I can count the number of books that I have read from start to finish. And this was pretty much forced, as in a school assignment required this from me. One of them was called 13 Reasons Why, which I've made a video of when that little series came out in Netflix. Another one was called Eragon, my either first or second fiction book that I ever read. I was in 8th grade when I read it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't completely understand it because my vocabulary was kind of limited back then. So I do intend to grab that book again someday and just reread it. It's just that since it's a fictional world, they have their terms very specific about tools or just things like that that I didn't grow up knowing. So I had to read that with a dictionary by my side. But now that I'm older, I'm sure that I could read it in a breeze. And another book was called The Stalker. And I remember that one of the characters' names was Lucas. And I remember I read this around the same time that I read Eragon too, my 8th grade year. I declared it the best book that I had read in my life. So now I want to actually find it. I sort of remember it. I don't remember who wrote it, but I know that the cover is a guy peeking from bushes, but it's cartoonish looking. So I would really want to find it. The Stalker. Yeah, I feel like I could very easily find that in the library. So I need to make myself a note. But yeah, you guys, for some reason, let's see. I read Eragon, The Stalker, 13 Reasons Why. And there was this book that we were reading in my Spanish class, which I sort of remember. And it was called, I know that one of the characters' name was Happy, and she was a grandmother, and she was rich, and then the girl was adopted. And I always thought that the girl in the cover looked like a classmate of mine, whose name was Echo. But yeah, that book, I did not even finish reading it, and I have tried to go back into it, but I just can't. And then the other book that I remember reading from start to finish was a US history book, because it was like really tiny. And I'm like, I actually read this book from start to finish. And then some other nonfiction books. There was this series of books about planets. I pretty much read all of them except maybe Mercury or something. I know that one of the planets was missing, and I think I totally skipped one of the giant planets, so I forget anyway. But yeah, you guys, my knowledge comes mostly from articles, short reads, or anything that's posted online that I find interesting, and I just expand on it. But I realized that I have not read that many books in my life. Or sometimes what I have done with books is look for information, include it in some research. But I can say with no regret, in a sense, but also without lying, that I have read no more than 8 books in my life from start to finish. I don't feel proud about that, but I'm just saying, just when you're passionate about something and you take your education into your own hands and you have good listening skills, you should be fine. Because look at me. I don't feel like I have needed to read a lot, and I'm still someone who you can converse with, and I can give you mature inputs. So anyways, I'm just throwing that out there, guys. I learn better by life lessons and conversations with people than actually picking up a book. So the fact that I'm doing this, driving somewhere and reading something, is kind of exciting for me because it gives me a taste of what I think college would have been like for me. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not hating it either. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on this discovery of mine. But I'm just really eager to be done reading this book so that I don't have to randomly just come here and read. But yeah, you guys, are any of you guys out there readers? I've never done a video talking about reading anything. What do you like to read? What is your favorite book? Do you prefer to read fiction or non-fiction? You guys know how I feel about fiction. I'm not big on it. I like to read stuff that actually feeds my brain with knowledge that's useful. I know so many people who know so much about comics, and I'm like, you know a lot about nothing. I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, because it's great to dive into someone else's imagination, and the theme of some books are great. The lessons about life that the author reveals through the story, some of them are really good. But seriously, how much does fiction help you with your life? For me, not that much. So anyways, you guys let me know how you feel in general about this. I will be back at some point, maybe again tonight if I edit this on time and have time to spare before my bedtime. I have a 6:30 a.m. shift tomorrow, so I will try to go to bed early for that because it's also a long day. But yeah, I'm glad that I came here and read because it sort of got me on a speaking kind of track, because I was like out of it after I ate my little dinner. I was just out of it. But I said I don't want to just drive to eat something and go back home. I want to do something while I'm out. So I did this and I ended up nearly freezing to death, but I'm sure that I'll be fine, you know. I just know that I gotta absolutely walk out of the house with a jacket no matter what. I mean, there's one there, but I'm just saying I better wear one. Also, I'm pretty sure that by next weekend, I'm going to do my seasonal changing of my closet. So that means that I'll have to get new clothes out and change the season, whatever. That's exciting. But as much as I love the cold weather, it sucks when you gotta wash your hair and take a shower and all that and defrost your car. So, oh God, I wish I had a garage. But anyways, can't have it all. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in and I'll see you soon. Bye. You guys know that I love the weather. Look at how amazing that sunset looks. But don't look at how dirty my window is. Actually, y'all wanna know something? This exists. Yes. Okay, there. It's so much better.